maybe there'll be something in this that we can give value to everyone else too. I just actually recorded a conversation with Community Joe. He's, and I want to make sure that you're on you're part of the Remax Facebook page.
Okay.
And our forum. And did she set you up with the app?
Yes, I'm part of the app.
Okay. And I had a conversation last night with a broker, the head of technology of a pretty large brokerage in Kentucky, and we're working on streamlining like one-on-one coaching for the technology that they have.
Okay.
So you'll have I'm trying to set up a one-on-one session for you and him.
Great.
But I want to talk basics for a bit. How much time do I have with you?
Endless amount of time.
Okay. All right. So any questions so far about the process or the career or anything?
I did have a question. If this is not basic enough, but I did have a question about like the Zillow leads, because I did have I'll research it more, but there was one call that came in, and then when I picked it up, it disconnected. So I don't know if it's dependent on who picks up first or how that works.
So Zillow is something that we spend a lot of money to bring in leads. And basically what happens is, I think at this point we have 11 people that participate in it. And each person that participates agrees that if they close a Zillow lead, there's a 25% referral fee to keep it going. When a lead comes in, we pay Zillow to do what's called the concierge service. So someone is looking on Zillow and they click, I want more information. Zillow will call them within 2 seconds and get them on the phone, qualify them, and then say, please hold on, I'm going to connect you to an agent. And then it rings 5 people's phones at once.
I see.
So your job is to swipe, press 1. Don't wait, don't listen. So you're going to save the Zillow phone numbers.
Yes, I did that. There were 2, so I saved both of them.
And you're going to hit swipe and press 1. And then your goal is to learn how to close them. And when I say close them, you want to close them in not actually the house per se. The first closing is connecting with them and proving some type of value beyond being a key turner or someone that can just give you basic information about the house. So that's step 1. So Zillow leads, Realtor.com leads, any internet lead, you have 3 minutes basically to establish a friendship, a relationship. So it's a much different type of conversation you want to have than the other things we're going to be coaching you on.
Okay.
And part of that is actually, I never cared what property they were calling on, other than it being evidence and what they were looking for their, goal to meet their goals. So there's 2 steps to this. 1, getting an appointment is key in establishing that relationship. It's much easier to do face-to-face and build a rapport than it is to qualify them, ask them challenging questions before they know that you should be trusted. So typically in real estate, and even with my friends and family, I just got a phone call with my videographer who I'm very close with, and he wants to buy a house, and I'm advising him not to look at any houses until we get the pre-approval all sorted out, because he could fall in love with something, his wife can fall in love with something, and we're not ready, or they're not qualified for that particular house. And I always like to say, I'm a great hugger, but I don't want to see you cry. So let's do these steps first so that we know exactly how to handle each circumstance and we're prepared. But with Zillow, they don't really know you enough to take your advice on that. So sometimes it's better to meet them somewhere and establish that relationship, show the value that you have by having, and I tell this to everyone that will listen, you should have 3 or 4 value points that you can squeeze into nearly every conversation to prove that you bring value to your potential client.
Mhm.
So, and you should have it ready for the Zillow conversations, you should have it ready for the physical interactions. And for me, the goal is always, when I was doing Zillow, I don't really do it anymore,
Mhm.
but the success I had is the highest conversion rate will be those that are willing to sit with you and go over the process before they even see a house. So that's an attempt I always try to make. So someone calls and they call about 123 Apple Street. And by the way, in the app, you can actually listen to me have a conversation, and I pause it and I say, this is why I said this. This is why I said that. And ultimately we went from a guy calling to see a house on Monday
Mhm.
to him saying, let's not go to the house on Monday. Let's meet at your office. I want to understand the process.
That's great.
And that, so I know, like, once he sits with me, I'm bringing cannolis, so it's over. He's my client, right?
I guess.
But that's the truth, is like, and I think we talked about this, bringing something that makes it personal
Mhm.
creates a instant bond that's beyond business. Oh, hold on, Jackie's calling me, and I think it's time sensitive. Can you just hold on
Sure.
1 second?
Yeah.
Let me just make sure. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Just really quick, I'm still I'm still on the phone with Optimum.
Okay.
They can sign us up under the promotional rate of $53.80.
Okay.
For now, they are starting us with $118.49.
Okay.
But after a month, we can call back to request for the promotional rate.
That's fine. I don't care. I just need to get internet over there.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I'll get back to the representative.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I'm setting up we're flipping a house. Actually, Nicole and I are flipping a house in Center Reach, and I'm trying to set up internet over there. And
Oh,
Jackie
nice.
is trying to coordinate that for me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's exciting.
It is. It is. Actually, it's Nicole's first flip, so she's excited about it.
Ah, that's awesome.
And it's also something we teach. And we taught a class at the flip. So we're doing a 2-series class where we did, everyone that the office came for the before, and we
Mhm.
talked about what we did, how we got the house, how it worked with borrowing money for a foreclosure or distressed property, how to price it, and then how to connect with contractors to make sure you have the right contractor, and
Mhm.
how to do it all as smoothly as possible. And then when it's complete and we have a buyer, we're going to teach the second phase of the class, and I'm just going to talk about all the stuff that went wrong, all the real world things that happened,
Mhm.
and what decisions we had to make, and what we were hoping to happen that did happen, and what didn't happen, so that we can give like a well-rounded understanding of flipping for 2 reasons. One, you may want to do that yourself, but when you know how to flip a house, when you know how to value a house before it's flipped, and you know how to get them, you can connect with flippers or create flippers. And
Mhm.
I've put a lot of money in my pocket and helped a lot of people do what they dreamed about doing, which is flipping houses, by having this knowledge. And so, like, every time someone sat me and said, hey, I want to flip a house, I sat with them, I taught them the process. I actually, a lot of times, partnered with them. I did the whole thing for them so that they saw the whole thing. And I got a piece of the buy, I got a piece of the sell, and I got a piece of the actual flip. And now I created this new investor that wants to keep going. And every time they bought a house, there was 2 transactions at minimum. So you're creating these people that are doing, you're adding another 6 deals a year to portfolio just by knowing the process and the business and the people.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's great.
yeah, it's a great tool, and not a lot of real estate agents understand that section of the business. So you end up leaving a lot of money on the table, because if you can do those things, you can add, a lot of agents don't sell 10 deals a year. You can get one investor that's doing 10,
Yeah.
So that's something that we're trying to teach people.
I like that. I've always been interested in that, actually. I think it's really cool. I know a few people who have done it, and they love it.
Yeah, so now you can help them or do it yourself. And
yeah, definitely, for sure.
And
I have a design background, so why not?
that actually, I was thinking, might hurt you, because you're going to want to make it so pretty. And a lot of times it's like, we use these white cabinets, we use these granite countertops, we use and it's just like, or this was on sale at Home Depot, so we bought all of it, and this is the next 3 flips. Is this flooring?
That makes sense, though. Buying in bulk and using it for the next.
Right.
Yeah.
So
still help it make it look pretty.
I know you can. And I'm sure there's a lot of after effects, and a lot of my flippers do, like they'll decorate the house a little bit after, and make it nice. My touches are technology. Like I have a Bluetooth exhaust fan, so you can listen to music, and while you're in the shower. I always add USB outlets. Our last flip was a smart house, so like you would walk in, you could say, hey Alexa, turn the lights on, and like we had little.
Wow.
So like I like that stuff. So that's
key, though. I rather have that than the furniture, because you can always envision, or you can always envision with the client, but having the technology is great.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So all right, so back to the Zillow lead. So the goal is going to be, they're going to want to know about that particular property. Most likely, they're either not going to buy the property, or the property might not even be available. But you're going to go into Stratus, and one of the things you got to do is you got to take the brand new agent course for MLS, and that's going to teach you also how to use Stratus, which is how you look up properties.
Sorry, it was what MLS did you say?
The new agent course with LIBOR. You may have already gotten an email about it, but I think you have 3 months to take it, or they will just shut you down.
They give you 90 days.
So that's a must. And it's also just, the information's important too. I would take their Stratus class, which is our how to search for properties, how to get different data on different things, and their technology class.
Mm-hmm.
And their the CBR class. Those are the most high return classes, I think, that are out there.
Okay.
For them, and you'd be done for 2 years if you did those. You'd have enough credits for that.
Okay, great.
But the goal, so they call. You have remember, you have minutes to establish this relationship. So you want 0 dead air, meaning that you're gonna go, okay, I'm gonna pull up that property for you. One, you never say, I'm gonna call the listing agent. You never say, whenever you're talking about, I'll get it from the seller, or get it from the seller side, because they don't understand the process. They don't understand your value yet as a buyer's agent. All the thing they know is that they're inquiring about the property, and we don't want to inflame their false assumptions that that you're not going to be a benefit to them. Mm-hmm. So you're going to say, all right, hold on a second. Well, you could say, hold on a second while I pull that up. If you have an iPad, that's great, or like a laptop and like some type of LTE connection, because sometimes these calls come in and you're not home, or you're like, this is like a fire, and you're a fireman. Like this is happening now, you know, so like your call you're answering, if you could pull up that information quickly and easily, that's your best case scenario. But you could always just take the information, get what they need, chat with them a minute and call them back as a secondary. But what I would do is you're calling me, I'm saying, all right, hold on a second while I pull that up. While I'm pulling that up, tell me a little bit about your goals. What are you looking for? Maybe there's something else that we can see while we're looking at this house. So is it your whole family? Or, you know, is it the school district you're looking for? Tell me what your goals are. Let me know more about you. And let them give you the key points of what they're looking for. And with that information that you pull in, you'll have a greater understanding of what their goals are, but also understand which one of the points you've memorized and you understand that you can add value to their lives. So like when they were, you know, I used to say like the Sony May loan, which is a loan that they'll give a $20,000 grant to first-time home buyers if the house is vacant. You know, I always used to like throw that in to like entice them. Like, I know about stuff that you don't, you know.
That's good.
You know, I would ask, you know, so like I would, and I can't think of the things I would say, but like I know, like if we were talking, I would just say it. Like it's just it's part of who I am. And you're going to want to practice those things and things that you learn that are interesting. You're going to practice saying them to. Do you have a dog? To your husband, to your dog, to like.
Me do to my husband.
Like literally, Community Joe. On the video, I'm going to send you the video.
Okay.
We just talked. He said he got a second listing. He's 2 months in. He got a second listing.
Oh, great.
Yeah, which is awesome because listings are the hard ones. Listings are really hard to get, and a lot of times people will trust you to buy a house, but like to give up their love, their baby, to put it in your hands. That's really, you know, where you're establishing trust. And you know, for him to get one a month already is really good.
Yeah.
But he said, you know, we're practicing the paperwork because I made a video of me teaching another agent how to fill out the listing paperwork. He basically watched it. Like I told him, I sat with him, but then he watched it 30 times, and then he basically sold his daughter's dollhouse. Like they wrote a listing on, you know, with his daughter on selling her dollhouse, and that's how he practiced.
Aw.
So
that is hysterical.
Yeah. So like if you could, like whatever it is you need to learn and you're going to be saying to people, continuously practicing it, you know, with the world is really important. And a big part of that is, and when it comes to the Zillow stuff and the cold conversations, being able to do the agency disclosure in a way that's non-threatening is your most powerful weapon or your most dangerous like time bomb. So like you remember agency disclosure from school, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to present this information upon first substantial contact. I mean, like and the description of first substantial contact is anytime you're discussing something about a house or a buying or selling process that can't be found on the MLS. They need to understand who they're speaking to so that they know how to speak to you. Because if you're not working on their behalf, they need to speak to you differently than if you are. So when you're presenting this and you're asking them to sign something 1 minute into an introduction to meeting them, the world's going to blow up, right? I mean, I remember the first time when I was in Pennsylvania and I thought about buying a house in Pennsylvania. It was the first time someone gave me agent disclosure. I remember going, I'm not signing this. Why would I just met you? Why would I sign anything? And because now that I look back, her presentation was horrible. She just said, please sign here. And here's what it means, you know. So I spent hours and hours and hours with my own daughter teaching her agency disclosure, so that I could present it in a way that added value, that proved to them that I had some worth, and that they should spend time with me, and that what they were signing was for their benefit and not for mine. And that was the key things that I got away with. So some of the key points, I'll see if I can do it. I'll see if I can give you the fast version now because I'm a bit of a showman when I do it. So I'll try to keep it, I'll try to keep it from being a whole show, but I would first and foremost, and I built this out thinking about and trying to be empathetic to the person I'm talking to, and like, what are the fears that I want to make easier and like less scary. One is, I'm having them sign this thing. Are they going to be stuck with me? Right. So I address that right off the bat, and I go, and I'll say, I'll flip it on them, and like, I'll make it so that they should be carrying it around for real estate agents, you know? So I'll say, look, I have to do agency disclosure for you. It's New York state law, and it's the right thing to do. And so now I've made it, one, not about me and me gaining them. I'm saying it's the law, and I'm doing the right thing. So like the next time I'm already establishing that if they meet someone else and they don't do it, they're the bad guys, right? I'm the good guy, they're the bad guys, right? And then I'll explain the difference and go, and I'll immediately go, and if you leave me here today, and I do a big wave, you go, if you leave, like I'm pushing them away, like you think about like dating, like you don't want to be like, you're actually saying go away, and they're coming, they'll come to you, right?
Right.
So say, and if you leave me here today and you never see me again, so I'm painting a picture, like I'm not trying to hold you down. Mm-hmm. I don't even care. I just want you to know this. If you leave me here today and you never see me again, you should know this, because a lot of real estate agents don't do this, and you won't know who you're talking to or how to talk to them. So let me tell you. And so now I've prepared them to be listening, and I've prepared them that they're about to learn something to protect themselves. And I've built an audience already, right? Opposed to going, I'm representing you, here's, just sign here, and this, now I'm terrifying them if I do that. So finding the best way to disarm and show value is really important. And then I go into what the different sides mean. And I actually will have, sometimes I had 2 pieces of paper. I go, I'm going to give you a copy that we're going to mark up, because this is the good side. This is where the good guys are. So you want to make sure whoever you're talking to is marked on the good side. This is the bad guy. And I'll write bad guy side. And if they're working on this side, they're a bad guy. That's why you have to demand it, because you need to know if you're talking to a good guy or a bad guy. So take this with you so that you know what you're looking at. That's the first step, plus cannolis, that helped me convert nearly every person I met with at Zillow. Now, it's really important, and this is for signing of anything, reading head nods and reading your person. So like, I have a standard story for everything. I know, like, if you ask, like, literally the most requested story is my Barry story. It's the greatest story you've ever heard. And I tell it the exact same way from day one. This story happened 15 years ago. I tell it the exact same way 15 years, right? But when I'm in sales, I know sometimes there's 2 types of people that will never ever sign, and people that just want you to freaking get to the signature. And so like, if I'm right, so you'll see the wrap it up eyes. You need to know that, okay, you don't want to hear that. Here we go. You sign right here. Like, that's because you can actually lose somebody by being too good at it. Like they, all right, I trust you. What do we got to do? Like, you read that and you go, so you got to be prepared for like the 10 that will never, and the 10 that just that will always. Okay. And read those people to help you get there, but early on, that really helped me. And again, plus cookies or cannolis helped me.
That's key.
It really is key. And what I did was I branded the box. So like, I went to the bakery, and I said, look, I want to spend like $5 every time I visit. I just want a little bit of like butter cookies at the bottom, just sort of fills the bottom. Give me the box. I'm going to take it to my print shop, and I'm going to make something like a sticker that I can put right on top. So when I hand it to them, I'm branding myself to them. Yeah. And So now I'm meeting them. They haven't met me ever before, and they're getting a gift the first time they meet me. They're getting cookies. It also made getting a signature from them much easier too. So it's definitely something I suggest to break the ice and start the branding.
Okay. There's a way for me to get this recording, Pete?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have to keep, I'm writing notes, but I'm like, the recording would be better.
Yeah, it definitely will.
Okay.
And the other key for me for the Zillow was basically, I would find a way to ask them, and I'd say 90% of the time it's a yes. So this is super easy. Can mind if I ask you a question? Are you guys first-time home buyers? The answer is most likely going to be yes, and that's why they're on Zillow and not calling their old real estate agent or like somebody, so I immediately go into super excited mode. I love first-time home buyers. This is so exciting. Let me tell you what I like to do with my first-time home buyers, because there's a lot that's going to be happening. And if you want to be totally prepared, I would love to sit you down and go over from the first moment you're out there all the way to the closing table, all the things you're going to be going through, so you're fully prepared and you know how to tackle each challenge, and you'll know what your role is, what my role is throughout the whole thing. Is that something you'd be interested in? Now, you get a lot of yeses, but more importantly, it helps you decipher who the serious ones are and who aren't, right?
Mhm.
You get somebody that say, yeah, I'd love to do that. They're also very serious about buying a house.
Correct.
So, and we could do it over Zoom, and I always throw it in, and then I'll always add, and by the way, it comes with cannolis. And it's just a fun way to, like, again, like breaking the ice, making it more personal than also professional, but like, more personal of an interaction, that they know, like, this is going to be an experience, so, and once you get them in and you go over that process, which I'm happy to, I have a couple of Zooms from first time home buyers that I can probably send you to, that you can
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, you can watch me talk through. I actually had some first time home buyers in the podcast studio, and for some reason it didn't record. I was heartbroken. I had an amazing sit down, and it just wasn't there. It was devastating. But I'm gonna end up doing that again at some point.
Okay.
But I'll send you the Zoom of some first time home buyers I recently talked to.
Are most of the time now, because of COVID, these meet and greets by Zoom now? I mean, because what if you get a buyer and they want to sit down and they want to go through everything? Do you just ask them what their comfort level is, if they want to meet in the office, or if they'd rather do a Zoom call?
Yeah. I ask, I want to know, like, I love I love it both ways. I love being with people and I love giving them gifts. So, like, having that connection is good. But also the convenience of Zoom is super cool.
Yeah.
But it's really, I've noticed, like, as the flare up has happened, more Zooms have happened. And during the height of the pandemic, like, when we were in lockdown, like, Zoom is huge. So, like, I think it's here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I go by their comfort level,
Okay.
their convenience level too. Like, some people are in the Bronx and moving out to Long Island. It's just easier to Zoom that way too, So yeah, I definitely expect, as it seems to be flaring up a little more, to get a lot more Zoom meetings than in-person meetings,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. It really, again, it's great for the schedule. I've been able to have like 6 Zoom meetings where I would have 3, real meetings.
Good.
So, and once you get those conversations, that the relationship really is locked in, and that's the goal. The goal is to make people want to trust you and use you, and then it's up to you. And you could take the CBR course. We'll talk to you about this, whether or not you want to ask them to sign an exclusive right to represent, where you're their buyer's agent and both actually and contractually, where they would owe you 2 to 3% is typical of the sale price, even if they don't use you, which keeps them obviously using you.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know agents that do it all the time. I've never done it, and you can have success either way. So I've always felt like, and maybe I have a chip on my shoulder, but like you're not going to do better. If I would like during our conversation, I go, I'm not asking you to sign anything to work exclusively with me, but if you're cheating on me, we're breaking up. And because I don't have time for that.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's helped. And like as your business grows, you're gonna see like this is a relationship business. So like there may be situations where like you don't want to be contractually stuck either, because you're stuck with them too.
Exactly.
So that's up to you, and the CBR class covers that really well on what it's about, and they also talk about how to close that.
Okay. Oh, and then this is just super, super general, but I signed up for a Remax email. But I don't know if it was actually set up, because I know I have to.
Did you get an email from Remax yet? Like an email directly from them, like welcoming you?
Let me double check. I got one for Max Center.
Yes, Max Center is Remax. So,
yes. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. So and actually I think that website's moving, but Max Center is the central hub of all things inside the national things that they offer. And your email should be in there. And it's typically like, unless someone else has your name, it's your name at remax.net.
Okay.
And it gets forwarded to your email.
My personal email.
I never know if someone emailed me from at my personal name, or my Remax name, or to my regular email.
Okay. I'll look into that then, just because I get so much spam on my personal emails. So that's why I wanted to.
Yeah. You may want to make a real estate email that that you put in your business cards and that you use for, because that's what I did. I actually maxed out my email. I actually have to pay now. I pay $2 a month for more email space.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of space that you used up then, no?
Yeah, I had like 100,000 emails, something ridiculous. It would just take too much. And they literally shut me down while I was working. And I they basically held me ransom. I had to pay it to get things done. But yeah, I must have a ton of data saved. So I created yourguypete@gmail.com. That's who so I would do something like that, like just find an email that's specific to that. Okay. Stuff doesn't get lost, because stuff in 2 years, stuff will still start getting lost.
Right, exactly. So that's what I want to avoid. Okay, so I'll do that then. And then Zillow Premier. Now that we just did that, the Zillow leads. I do have like a separate question. Mike and I are gonna go see a house on Saturday, but it's for sale by owner.
Okay.
So, I mean, should I tell them I'm a real estate agent and see? Like, I just that kind of thing. I don't know how.
Yeah. So basically, you can tell them whatever you want to tell them, and you don't have to. This is your business. And so with like Douglas Elliman and with I think every other one, and maybe even other Remaxes, I don't know. Basically, you have like a minimum acting as a real estate agent. There's a minimum standard in which of commission that you can receive to do any business, you know, as your broker, I guess I can demand that. I don't. So if you, I'm of the mind that you will figure out how to maximize your business
Okay.
in the way you choose and your life, and I want to be part of that. So if it's better for you to not pay yourself commission or put it in there, then do it and do whatever you have to do to get the house. And you know, and just know that, you know, you're not getting that, you know. When you also have the, you know, you'll have the power to, when you're doing listings, like I think Douglas Elliman sets like a minimum of 5%, and then they gotta like ask permission, like it's a car sales place, to do less. Do whatever you think is right. Try to make the most money you can and try to service people in the best possible way.
Okay.
And you know, so does that answer your question? Like you're asking me what you're allowed to do and what you're not?
Yeah, basically, because I wasn't sure. I mean, can I go in and tell them I am, or because obviously I would want to make a commission. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, of course.
I guess it's how you present it and what you know, what you want to get. I mean, because you can get a commission, and then like, so like whatever you pay him. Did he mention if he's paying agents? Because sometimes the for sale by owners will pay real estate agents, like they'll, you know, as a, you know, knowing that that's how the world works, and they just want to save the listing side.
Yeah.
So that might be, it's up to you if that's a question. Sometimes they're just grumpy and they think everyone's stealing from them, and no, you know, I'm not doing anything for anybody, and they'll cut off their nose to spite their face.
Mm,
So you may want to just like feel that out, especially if it's, you know, this is about your happy place, you know.
okay. I mean, it's a friend of a friend's aunt. So, but again, like I don't, still a
That's a great
stranger.
opportunity to also list it, but
Hmm.
it's also a great opportunity to become her listing
Try
agent,
listing.
you know, and you know, because I would find out, did you Google the house?
Yes, I did. They don't even have it up anywhere yet. She literally just put it on Facebook, and my friend texted it to me, and she doesn't have pictures of the interior yet. So I only saw pictures of the backyard. I passed by it. She's going to try sending me interior shots, but other than that, they haven't done anything. Literally just put it on Facebook.
Okay. Do you know how much they want?
It's $685.
Okay. Do you know why they're selling for sale by owner?
I do not.
Yeah. So look, I mean, it's possible that they want to try it themselves, kind of thing, and it's a great conversation to have. And maybe you can, you know, if you meet her, you say, "Look, I'm happy to give you any advice you want. If this can be a daunting process, I'll even bring my broker in to have the, you know, into a conversation to help you maximize the circumstance. I don't want to sell you on anything. I know my value. I know I can make you more money than I charge you, but I find that sometimes the comfort of having control is better for people."
Mhm.
And then, you know, you want her to reach out to you for advice, you know.
For sure.
And I think in the app there's a FSBO class, and I took a veteran agent that's been doing this for 30 years. He does a lot of door knocking and FSBOs,
Mhm.
and he taught a new agent in the podcast studio how to do FSBOs.
Oh.
You can pick up a lot of like little talking points from that. Because I've never gotten have I ever gotten a FSBO? I don't know. I've never gotten like a FSBO in the way that real estate agents do FSBOs. You know what I mean? I've only knocked on one door and it almost led to a fist fight. So
My God. It's not good.
yeah. With someone that became a very close friend.
That's great.
But so it's not my forte. It's not how I, you know, I've never gotten expired or for sale by owner in the traditional sense. So I wouldn't be the person to talk to. I would just connect you with the people. Like if that became a passion of yours on how to get business, I would put you in front of those people.
Okay.
But yeah, like see for I guess first and foremost, see if you like it, but then like get the wheels turning and build that build that relationship, and bring cookies.
I'll bring something. That will help her. She seemed stressed out when I spoke to her. I was like, oh, geez.
The seller or your
Yeah.
oh, cool.
She's like, with the holidays, she's like, I just haven't been able to straighten up and it's just been crazy. I'm like, okay, well, don't worry about it.
Well, like, and especially like this has helped with COVID and things like that. Like, especially like people that are a little nervous about having people in their house, the 3D tour that we provide.
Oh, I love the 3D tours.
Yeah. So like we own 2 Matterport cameras, which is what creates the 3D experience. So like maybe I'll text you one of the 3D tours that you can show her.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And it like we sell that for 2 reasons. We say, one, especially in a pandemic, we love to send the house, let people walk through the house before they actually walk through the house, so you have less people and less risk coming through your house. But it also is incredibly engaging, where imagine a couple looks at 5 houses in a day. It's hard to remember each house, but if we send them home at that house, now they're laying in bed with their iPad, passing it back and forth and re-walking through.
Yes, over and over again.
Right. And now they're engaged and they're in love. And on top of that, you know what else we do? Once we get their email, once they get engaged in it, they also get banners from us. So like they'll be on ESPN and they'll see your house. And now not only are they passing it around in the bed, it starts to look like it's kismet. So these are the fun stuff that helps us, sell houses. But I'm sure you'll do great. And if you say that, like that'll just like it gets their wheels spinning. Like maybe there is more to this than I thought. Have you, do you know how to ask for a pre-approval? Do you know how to, do you know what to look for? The differences between pre-approvals. You know what I mean? Like if you're asking those questions, then it helps them, because the biggest problem for people that don't know is they don't know what they don't know. I forget the name of there's a term for it where like sometimes there's a lot more confidence when you're dumb than when you actually know something, because once you start learning things, you realize how much there is to it and how much you don't know. So like helping enlighten them on how much we can do subtly and respectfully is important.
Okay, I'll make note of that for sure. That's good to notate. So I'm excited.
How long have we been talking? How do we tell?
Where's the? Oh, usually it has a timer on, but I don't see.
I don't see it either. Okay, so did you look up any of the classes, by the way, or anything like that to?
Not the ones that you mentioned. I literally quickly saw a seminar on social media, so I actually signed up for that, but none of I didn't do the Stratus or the new agent course or the tech.
I saw you put a story up that you're with Remax.
Yes.
Awesome.
Starting it out.
The goal, and look, I say this a lot of times when I get interviewed about social media, like if you're creating a storyline now, and it's up to you how many episodes you want to have and how engaged you want your audience.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to tell the world. You just told the world sort of that you're doing this. Make a video saying, hey, I just got, and you could say I got picked up by, Remax integrity leaders. I'm incredibly excited, but also super nervous because this is my own business. And please follow me on this journey as I take everything I've learned in the decorating and fashion world and that part to this new venture. And if you trust me and you know that I'll take care of you, please tell the world. Because that will engage people. They love your audience is going to love to be part of this and join you in this venture. Then you just keep dropping little, just did an inspection, or just joined, just went with Nicole to a home inspection. Here's what happened. Here's what happens at a home inspection. Here's why you do them. And, and then you just start like dropping these quick little things that show the world you understand and that you are real estate. And as that goes, like, you'll just keep doing little hey, real estate, hey, little tip on real estate, little tip on real estate. It can be a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes tops. They'll start to brand you when they see your face as real estate. So like when they're out to dinner and they're just searching social media and someone says something about real estate and they see your face, they won't even have to watch the video. They'll just know, oh, I know somebody.
Yes.
And like, so that's what I call the loading phase. That's the phase where you're telling the world, this is what you do, this is who you are, and you're going to do it until they go, I get it already.
I got it.
Then you start using the gambler effect. That's where they don't know what's coming. They don't know what the product's going to be. That's why they're going to watch. If you're doing real estate every day, then what's going to happen is they're going to go, I'll watch it later. They'll start to do that. She's talking about real estate, and then you start to become white noise and not, if people don't give a shit about real estate. Once every 7 years, they're super into it. They want to buy a house. They want to sell their house. What can I learn about real estate? What tips should I know? And then they're done with it.
Yeah.
They got their house. So the best way to engage people is to cover other things, is to to connect with other audiences, to do what we call the triangle of trust, where where you're connecting with a local business and you're bringing them to your world and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where like the second level of social media happens. You become part of the community, and people they look at you and think real estate, but go, oh, look what she's doing. Oh, and like, right. Oh, she's awesome. She's, she's amazing. She does all this stuff.
Yeah. Like the pizza.
Like the pizza. Yeah. So like, I really rarely talk about real estate, and I constantly get referral. Like all my business is referral, because they honestly, at this point, they can't forget. I've talked about it so many times. I've connected with so many people. I can cover any topic I want. They'll never forget what I do.
Yeah.
So so you're in the loading phase. So as fast as you can load, the more you get to the second stage, which is, the fun stuff. Not that you can't do your branding and do the other stuff too at the same time. You can, and you should. But the most important thing is letting your immediate audience know what you're doing.
Right. Upfront and personal.
And be vulnerable. The more I'm myself, the more I get from it. The moments where like I have a thought where I'm actually saying things that I probably would have, I'm probably wouldn't naturally want to tell people. It becomes like a confessional, or like, the more benefit I've gotten from it, and the more I've connected with people to, in a way that makes them want to use me and share me and be my. So this is a big deal. You're taking a big leap,
I know.
So don't be afraid.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So, be yourself and tell the world, I can already tell you're charming, you're fun, you have an empathy to you, you're going to be great. Put that in front of people, put that in front of the world, and remind, in the beginning, it's just to be reminding people who you are.
Right.
And that's going to go a long way. And in the video that I just did with Community Joe, he's even said, like, in these last 2 months, I've connected with old friends and people through the social media that I haven't talked to in 15 years.
I forgot I wanted to look him up. Sorry, keep going.
So he's already getting tremendous benefits, even just like, and I've had this too myself, like just expanding your connections with people that you've actually missed. You didn't even know you were missing them until like, hey, I've been watching your videos. I've been, you know, doing this stuff. And he's
That's
starting to get that.
awesome.
I get that. I went to my 20-year reunion 2 years ago. I'm 40. I don't know, whenever that would have been. And I couldn't believe how many people were actually engaged in my content.
Wow.
You know, like people, like everyone was like, this guy called me 17 times. See, they're excited to buy a house.
They need to talk to you.
And so like, it's very touching, and sometimes you don't realize how many people you're connecting with because they don't always type it up. They don't, you know, but like when I went to that, or like sometimes people even said to me, somebody messaged me like 6 months ago. In it said something like 6 months ago, you made a video about X. It really helped me through something.
Oh, wow.
You know, and that's incredible. Like, it's incredibly touching. And I'm just like,
that's so touching. That's so nice.
Yeah. But he didn't tell me then. It just happened to be something. We were talking about sweatshirts or something. And it just came. So you don't even know the impact you're having sometimes, you know, and sometimes I guess you'll never know, but you're having it, you know, if you're being yourself and you're being vulnerable, you know? And so like it's almost therapeutic, and it'll make you rich. So, you know, you get this win-win.
Yeah. I mean, just that one story, I received, you know, 14 messages or so, and which never happens. And it was nice, you know, people applaud you and they say, you know, go get him, like, go for it. Like, that's like, congratulations. And it's exciting. And it's nice because you do have people backing you up, and you do have people behind you that want to support you. So it's really nice to have that, especially with social media.
Wait until you make a video saying that. You should make a video thanking, like even just thanking for the first thing, how important it is, and how I'm a little nervous, you know, like the more vulnerable you can be, the more honest you can be with your people and who you are, the better. And this is, I think, Steve Jobs, I think he called it dinosaur bones. This is what it's, so like, you're gonna, 2 years from now, you're not gonna have any recollection of what videos you did or how bad they were. And like, and I know you follow Nicole.
Yeah.
We laugh sometimes. We'll like look over her first like year's videos, and she's looking through a steering wheel up her nose and telling like,
I saw that one yesterday. It was yesterday, the day before. It's going through them. I saw something. One was in her car, and I was like, might be one of those videos.
Right. So like but she got business out of it, and you know and so like, but you don't know. It gets better and better. You don't realize how much better you're getting, and especially like if you could just be yourself. Like, she was nervous. She was nervous and being technical. Like, I should go in and tell the inspections off, which is right. You know, but like then, you know, some of the videos she does is like really good and heartfelt, and she presents well. The camera angle is not up her nose. So, you know, she's a rock star now, but you don't start there, but you start at the point of wherever you are, and it just keeps getting better the more you do it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, the dinosaur bones point was like, he said, like Steve Jobs said, there's nothing, I'm not leaving a legacy because technology just keeps improving, and it's in 3 years, whatever I make is garbage. It like keeps getting buried like lower and lower. So like, that's what these videos are like. It's like,
yeah, it's very true.
Right now, it's better than doing nothing, and then it's better, and then it's better, and then it's better, and then you're amazing, and then you're a rock star, and then you have people asking for signatures. You know.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Oh, for Saturday, I mean, I don't have a business card. I don't really have much. If she asks for one.
Well, look.
What I
would do is make a business contact for yourself.
Okay.
Separate contact with your office's location,
Okay.
with, your phone number, with your email, what email you want to reflect, and share it with her.
Okay.
And even put like put your name and the Remax integrity leaders.
Do you mean like a printout, or do you mean like somehow do that on the phone?
Do it on the phone, like create, like I have a contact that's just Pocket Pete.
I know that's how it came up, and I said, that's really cool.
Yeah. So this way, because look, honestly, like my wife doesn't have my business cards. Like,
Mhm.
like if someone asked her, that's why I made an app, because no one carries around business cards anyway. So like, it's good to have when you have, but like, I think more importantly, getting inside their phone is
Okay.
better. So like, if I could just share my contact with you, I left my business cards. I'm making this a non-real estate conversation.
Mhm.
I'm trying to sell you, but let me share my contact information with you,
Okay.
and then you can do it that way.
Great. I'll do that then. That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and that goes a long way with like one, like you can hand your business card and it's one way. The other way is give me your number, then I'm going to text you my contact info.
Yeah,
Now you're pulling their information in.
it's very true. And then you have their contact. Okay. Also, side note, I think my brother-in-law from years ago. I think you guys used to live together, Craig Schmalls.
Oh yeah, he's related.
My brother-in-law.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, buddies. That's crazy.
I was telling him on Christmas, and he's like, Pete? And I said, yeah. He's like, I know him years ago.
He's had good things to say.
All good things. He's a great guy. I'm excited to work for him. But yeah.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, he's doing good. He lives in Port Jeff.
Cool.
2 kids, wife,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Good. All right. Anything else that we got? I know I threw a lot at you.
That's okay. I took some notes, and I'll go over the recording and just, take a look at it, and I'll do the classes. And obviously if I have any other questions, I'll reach out.
Okay. And I'll send you, I'm going to put it on the app too, but I'll send you the Community Joe video too for you to watch, just to get a sense of like his first 2 months.
That'd be great.
What's worked for him.
That'd be awesome. Okay. And I'll look him up. I'm sure he's on Instagram, so I'll look him up.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Sounds good. Have a good New Year's.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.